The offensive line for San Francisco has been a point of speculation this entire offseason. And so far in this series, I've tried to cover a large portion of it, whether it be Chris Foerster's offensive line philosophy or specific players. In this video, I hope to dive a little bit deeper into the Niners offensive line and break down their center and left guard. Last year, both Jake Brindle, the center, and the left guard, Aaron Banks, were seen kinda as bust, and many people questioned the 49ers' decision actually to start them and move off players like Lincoln Tomlinson and their former center, Alex Mack. And despite a seemingly large jump off from Alex Mack and Lincoln Tomlinson, both Pro Bowl players, we didn't see a huge drop off in production from Aaron Banks or Jake Brindle. But before we dive right into their last year numbers, we need to understand what everyone was saying about Jake Brindle and Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks was selected not last year, but the previous year in the draft in the second round. So many people had the expectation that Banks would just come in and start immediately. This wasn't the case. During that whole entire year, he had to rework his body according to the offensive line coach, Chris Foerster. This helped him a lot because the following year, he was fantastic. Furthermore, Jake Brindle is someone that's kind of stuck around Chris Foerster his whole entire career. And he's really been the developmental piece that Chris Foerster has continued to work on. And being inserted into the lineup last year, he saw himself receive Pro Bowl recognition. According to Pro Football Focus, Jake Brindle definitely deserved this. In the 2022 regular season, Brindle allowed just 12 pressures on 591 pass blocking snaps. His pressure rate of 2.03% ranked 4th best out of 34 qualifying centers. The only people better than him were Corey Linsley, Jason Kelsey, and Josh Myers. During the playoffs, we didn't see Brindle drop off a cliff either. He still had a respectable rate of 2.25%. Brindle doesn't just excel in pass blocking though, he's also exceptional at run blocking. According to ESPN, he ranked 5th best among centers with a win mark rate of 72%. Moving on to Banks, he actually performed better than Lincoln Tomlinson in the same year. According to Pro Football Focus, his grade last year was 62.7, while Tomlinson received a grade of 56.8, actually an upgrade over Tomlinson. According to Pro Football Focus, Banks finished the regular season allowing just 1 sack and 2 quarterback hits on 526 pass blocking snaps. Banks does have room for improvement, specifically on his run blocking. According to Pro Football Focus, he had a run blocking grade of 59.1. That definitely can be better, and I think he will be better this year as he continues to fill out his body and gets a firmer grasp of Kyle Shanahan's offense. So now that we understand that both Aaron Banks and Jake Brindle proved to be extremely effective their first year starting, despite many people labeling them as bust and forever backups. I mean, even Jake Brindle was just a career backup until he was 30 essentially, and then Chris Foerster was able to insert him and make him a Pro Bowl level player. This is why I think San Francisco's offensive line is going to be just fine. Colton McKivitz is someone that San Francisco has been watching over and over, so they know exactly what they have, and Chris Foerster isn't someone who's blindly putting faith into people because he's been around the NFL for a long time. And since his career is full of illustrious talent and him just being able to really make the most out of people everywhere he goes, I think the Niners offensive line will be just fine this upcoming season. I know many people are very concerned about the Niners offensive line, but Jake Brindle and Aaron Banks to me highlight the importance of having faith in the Niners offensive line, especially their offensive line coach, who has reaffirmed his worth throughout his NFL career. So going forward, examining the center and left guard position, I think that's going to be Jake Brindle and Aaron Banks for the foreseeable future. And that's a great thing because your left side of your line is rock solid. Going from left to right, you have Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brindle, and then you start getting into guys like Burford and Colton McKivitz, which many people do have question marks about, to be fair. And these questions that they have often come down to one thing, and it's the same thing that led many people to speculate Aaron Banks and Jake Brindle simply wouldn't be good, and that's the unknown. Fans don't know what these players offer, since simply put, they haven't seen a whole lot of game time. But their coach, Chris Forrester, has had a record of developing Hall of Fame players. Ultimately, this year, thanks to Chris Forrester and just really the strength of the offensive line and the players that I've previously broke down in previous parts of this series, I think the Niners offensive line is going to be just fine. And not just fine, I think they're going to be a top 10 unit. This is, however, just what I believe, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed. Thank you guys so much for watching.